If you go shopping for a mid-size car in 2008, you can choose from more than 20 new models. It's a massive field and can sometimes get a tiny bit confusing. Of course, there's everything from the bestseller in the class, the fleet-oriented Toyota Camry, or of course the 2007 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium Car, the all-new Ford Mondeo. Not to mention the perennial favourite, the Mazda6. Now remember, the 6 was the car that kick-started the whole resurgence in the mid-size market way back in 2002. It's all new now and competing in a very different market. So which is the best way to spend your 35 grand? What is the best mid-size car on the market? Is it the Mazda6, or is it the Ford or the Toyota? Pretty easy to see why the Toyota Camry is such a big seller. Of course, it's made in Australia. You effectively get a large car but with a 4-cylinder engine, and it's really keenly priced, from less than $30,000 with an automatic transmission. But the Camry also falls short in some really key areas. The cabin, for example, it is so dull, so uninspiring. Yes, it's got some silver touches, but really the whole thing just looks a little bit 1990s, a little bit out of date. Also, the fit and finish on this car is not exactly up to the mark. There's a few little areas where, well, frankly, it could be a bit better. But of course, one of the big criticisms with the Camry is that it's a tiny bit dull. It just doesn't quite stand out from the crowd. Now, you get over that a little bit with this car because it is the Sportivo. It's got a wing on the back and a decent looking set of alloy wheels. As for the way the Camry drives, well, it's not about to set new benchmarks, but it is comfy enough. It's composed, it does a reasonable job, again without pushing many buttons. So on to the Ford Mondeo. Now there's a very good reason this car won our category award for the Drive Car of the Year Awards in 2007. It just inspires confidence. It does such a good job on a bumpy road, a windy road, whatever you can throw at it. Somehow it feels so stable, so unflustered by it all. On top of that, the Mondeo has a cavernous interior. It's seriously big in here, and you've got a massive boot. The other thing with the Mondeo is a really keen price, and that includes a full complement of safety gear. But there is one thing missing on the Ford, and that is performance. It's got the smallest engine here, just a 2.3 litre 4-cylinder. So it's not exactly underpowered, but it could do with a little bit more, particularly with the big body it's got to drag around. Still, the 6-speed automatic does make up for a little bit. The Mondeo also has a really key sales pitch on its side. A bit of European heritage. It's the only car here sourced from Europe. The final piece of our three-way puzzle is the all-new Mazda6. It's got youth on its side. It's the newest vehicle here, and you can really tell. You sit inside it, the attention to detail really is a step up. Everything from the materials, the fit and finish, to the way the whole thing's laid out, even the seat material, it just feels high quality. And in a car that's great value. Again, entry-level pricing under 30 grand, and for that you get pretty much everything. Cruise control, the whole shebang. The only thing you do have to option is the 5-speed automatic transmission. The 6 is also easily the most athletic of our trio. It sort of encourages you to push on, have a bit of fun. And it rises to the occasion, a nice raughty engine sound and plenty of confidence through the corners. It's a great fun car to drive. The trade-off comes in space. This all-new model is bigger than the one it replaces, but it's not quite as big as its peers. Having said that, you wouldn't call it small. There's still enough room in the back for a couple of adults, plenty of room in the boot. It's a decent sized car. And now it's decision time, which leaves me in a bit of a quandary. You see, all these cars are great vehicles in their own right, but there are some distinct differences. The Camry, it's got value and space on its side, but it does lack polish and particularly attention to detail. The Mondeo, it's won a lot of awards with good reason. Great car to drive, bigger than it looks, but the engine lets it down a little bit. So, straight onto the Mazda6. Now this car really has reset the benchmark. It's practical, a fantastic interior and a really great car to drive. That is where my 35 grand would be going. And I'm going to go and have a bit more fun now.